The Great Muppet Caper.
Kermit? How long are these opening credits?
Just about another minute or so.
Now, after the Muppet movie, 79, I had no idea how they could possibly top it, or just even follow it up. What do you do? Another road trip? Another Muppets vs. Big Business Max Keeble type beat? No. They cast their beloved characters as different roles and genres to tell a unique yet familiar story, with Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo forming a very lovable trio of old-time reporters trying to crack the case of a London jewel thief who's robbed Lady Holiday, a famous fashion designer. And, Kermit and Fozzie are brothers in this one, by the way. That's as unsettling as it is funny, with the running gag being that no one could tell them apart.
Look, Dad, there's a bear!
No, Christine, that's a frog.
And holy shit did they up the ante in terms of production value with this one, making the first one look incredibly quaint in comparison. You have these rich London locales and scenes of grand architecture juxtaposed with Miss Piggy hopping around and screaming.
Modeling is my life. It is my destiny. I shall accept nothing less.
I can offer you a job as a receptionist.
I'll take it! Oh, thank you!
I love these nasty, chipped, rundown, drab walls that only people as depressed as the British could possibly conjure up, serving as the backdrop for these colorful, cheery characters.
Get out! Yo!
This gritty Muppet core is so visually interesting and the sets are so rich with detail, it makes the movie look astonishingly good even to this day. I like how Miss Piggy gets an even bigger role here. They really amped her up and she's more hilarious than ever, the absolute pink print, with every scene of hers being a riot.
Next time they want stunts, they get a double.
Of course, she's pursuing a career in modeling, getting a job as Lady Holiday's receptionist, and then soon posing as her to impress Kermit.
Where do you live?
Yes.
Probably some highbrow street somewhere?
Highbrow Street. Absolutely right. Highbrow Street. How did you guess? Are you a psychic?
There's this whole sequence with this random British couple with John Cleese where Miss Piggy breaks into their house to claim it as her own.
What is it, Never?
Pig. Climbing up the outside of the house.
It's absolute gold. They're just too polite and proper to really do much about it.
Don't think me rude, but is there in fact anything I can do for you at all?
Yes. Yes. You may suggest a nice restaurant.
Just like the humor and the writing, the filmmaking too never feels cheap or phoned in. Let's be honest, it could have been easy to just say, F it, who cares, it's a Muppet movie for kids, especially after the success of the first movie. But no, the direction, the cinematography and set design and wardrobe, they're all treated with the utmost importance and attention to detail and clear love for the craft. And, I mean, it makes sense, given that this one was directed by Jim Henson himself, who even cameos in this part where Gonzo takes a picture of his own god. It's expected that Henson would direct his cherished characters with respect and know how to frame them best, but his sensibilities as a film director are seemingly just as impressive.
Yeah, well, photography's an art. You gotta have the right film, you gotta have the right exposure, and you gotta scream just before they get the food to their mouth.
You could tune into certain shots and never expect you were watching a Muppet movie until you see a man trying to pork a pig in the middle of this dance floor.
Sensational.
45 words a minute. About average.
Nikki Holiday, played by Charles Grodin, in terms of human performances, is a show stealer. Not only is he hilarious as the villain, the way he just shimmies around like a total lovable douchebag, his devotion to acting alongside these Muppets and treating them like any other genuine performer honestly makes him one of the most impressive Muppet co-stars I've seen.
I'll stay right here with you.
You can't. You've got to go on in her place.
This man isn't just infatuated with Miss Piggy. The dude is down bad. He is straight up lustful. You can feel this man's insatiable pig booty thirst ooze from the screen, and it gets, pretty intense.
Please,
Piggy.
No, please!
Don't put a door between us.
There's so many hilarious lines and bits, too many to name. You're better off just watching this movie instead of hearing me tell you. But I will say they do crank up the metagags a ton with this one. It's a lot more frequent. You could argue it lessens the impact, but honestly it never veers into the obnoxious. They still manage to make it feel exciting and fresh, with Kermit just being incredulous at some of the shit he has to deal with. And of course, with that territory once again comes the cameos, and it's like I said, if I recognize most of them, I'd probably be in a nursing home right now watching reruns of Columbo. Holy shit, it's Columbo!
I hate to be rude, but we're trying to do a movie here.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. Gee, I'm sorry.
The meta stuff between Kermit and Piggy that happens here is honestly one of the funniest bits I've ever seen. No parody or spoof can compare to the real deal of these two just screaming at each other.
Sorry, please,
Piggy, hold it. Piggy, you're overacting.
What?
You're overacting. You're hamming it up.
I am not. I am trying to save this movie.
Oh, yeah? Well, save your performance instead.
I am playing 800 different emotions.
Well, try to play one of them right.
Oh, look, I have a career of my own.
I know all about your career, Pig.
I don't need this lousy duck pond here.
Sure you don't need a lousy
Then
duck
just
pond.
walk.
Okay,
You
sure,
can
go
walk.
ahead,
Sure,
walk. Okay, walk, sure, walk. Oh, go ahead and walk.
The first movie was always going to be a really tough act to follow, but I think Muppet Caper really manages to match its quality and even surpass it in certain aspects. Like, you thought Kermit riding the bike in the first movie was impressive? Fuck it, here's everyone on the bicycle. There's still just as many really impressive shots and sequences and clever puppetry in this one, and little details like adding mirrors in certain scenes to make everything feel much more lived in and alive. Not everything works seamlessly, like there's a few shots where Miss Piggy goes from a puppet to clearly a full-grown man in a pig suit that's kind of unsettling, and really feels out of place considering just how masterful every other technique and effect seems to be. It stands out quite a bit. Thankfully, it's still funny. Comparing these two entries, I think they're in a similar realm of quality. The Muppet movie will probably always be seen as that really prestigious classic to me, with the much better pacing and tighter, more straightforward story. But I will say this, Muppet Caper is for sure the funnier movie. The Great Muppet Caper, it's a movie that's sure to be a ride for all, even the British.
Hey, how do I get out of here?
I suggest you make a U-turn.
Right.